Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Haig. Here is another episode of just me talking about mental health and video games. In today's episode, I want to talk about it's going to be substance abuse and schizophrenia, substance abuse in video games, and video games and schizophrenia. The game we're playing right now is Tunic. I know the summer sale for Steam should be going on pretty soon, maybe by the time this airs. So, let's dive into all this here. I'm reading a book called Surviving Schizophrenia. I've been reading this book for a few years and helped me out a few times here. But regarding THC or marijuana and schizophrenia, taken from the book by Dr. Torrey, marijuana can cause an unpleasant paranoid state after each use, and mind-altering substances can damage the brain, impairing intellectual function and memory. So you got people who just aren't as sharp as they used to be, right? Let this relaxing music play in the background. So, does this mean that marijuana can damage your brain? Does it mean that marijuana will cause schizophrenia? Well, some researchers in Europe think so. There's some European studies that argue that marijuana use can lead to schizophrenia. From the book, on page 72, a 2016 review of the evidence concluded that although this association is consistently reported, establishing causality from observational designs can be problematic. So, what does that mean? Correlation is not causation. It's hard to kind of get sort of those kinds of conclusions just from that data, right? You don't know for sure. It could just be a coincidence. Can't say coincidence, but there could be other factors at play. Marijuana has been around. It's been much stronger in modern times. So yeah, if schizophrenia comes from marijuana, or marijuana can cause this, right? Why haven't we seen it before, like in other states in like the 60s, 70s, whatnot? But marijuana is a lot more potent now, right? So what is clear is that use, especially heavy use, can precipitate schizophrenia earlier in individuals who are predisposed to getting it. This is also same page 72, same book by Dr. Torrey. People who are vulnerable are more at risk. Simple as that. If you're vulnerable and you take marijuana, it could trigger it earlier than you normally would have, or at all. You know. So, from my experience, those who do not have worse outcomes, those who use have worse outcomes. Excuse me. It's also alone isn't definitive proof that marijuana can cause schizophrenia. There's other factors to consider. Those who treat or know people who use often do so to either cope or de-stress or socialize, right? So it could be said that those who are already at risk for worse health outcomes are so independent of their use of substances. They have other things going on, right? Are you using this to cope with life? There's something going on in your life that might lead you to more mental health illnesses, right? I couldn't say for sure, but what I can say is that these are factors you can't just ignore. It can be said that those who use are already at risk. Putting that argument aside, since it doesn't matter either way, right? In the end, illicit substance use, illicit marijuana use, does worsen the person's health outlook, right? So you're worse off regardless, whether it does cause it, doesn't cause it. Consistent use has been linked to schizophrenia. Does it cause it? I couldn't tell you. But hey, it's heavily correlated. It might be worth your while to kind of reduce your use. Okay, indeed. So what's the alternative, right? Next topic, substance abuse in video games, right? My research study is still not, my dissertation is not published. I'm still waiting on that. But for my research, it focused on not only veterans and PTSD, but veterans and their substance use that they experience. A lot of veterans who reported not being able to enjoy their games because they were under the influence, right? If they're drinking, they're just gonna stop playing and just drink, right? If they want to play, they would stop drinking. Can't go this way. So where was I? The substance acts as a distractor, a barrier to them accomplishing their goal and their motivation. If they're playing with friends or playing with family members, they have only a certain time they can really enjoy playing. Drinking or using substances is not going to help them in that regard. Okay. I was so excited when this game came out, or announced, I should say. But it's 2025 by the time I'm recording this, by the way. So I think this game came out like, what, 2021? It's been years. At least. Anyway. So, the game can also motivate players to play socially and cooperatively, right? So the games can be a powerful tool in this interpersonal therapy in this regard. You gain people to connect to other people, and you have something that not prevents them, but discourages them from using substances, right? Not only that, but it'd be a solid method to address comorbidities of substance abuse and isolation by discouraging substance use and encouraging cooperative play. In other videos, I discussed some of my themes of my study, right? Gaming history, facilitators and barriers, like video gaming, emotions before, during, and after. There are other themes, but I'll cover that at a later video. For now, I just wanted to focus on the first two themes: gaming history and facilitators and barriers. To summarize quickly, all veterans of the study, they got into games through someone else. No one just spontaneously started playing. I don't think any of my viewers who's watching now just started playing this on their own, or playing games on their own, right? Someone got them into it. That's part of their history, but it's also part of their facilitators, right? So, with facilitators, I would say, if I had to define it, what gets you into gaming right now? I would say, right? Are you self-motivated to just pick up a new game and try it out? Most people who have a Steam account have a bunch of games on their account they have not played at all. They're playing their same old games over and over again. Nothing wrong with that. They have their favorites, but it's you need something to kind of break you out of the monotony of it all. Oh, okay, I can do that. Okay. So, gaming history is how you first got into it, and the things you like to play. That's great. I grew up like playing Legend of Zelda, I think before Hurricane Andrew, you know? So that's a long time ago. I can still remember the manual. But facilitators now would be, we'll get you into gaming now. Imagine those who, if you're a gamer and you're watching this, I'm sure you've heard of Among Us. I'm sure you maybe have played it, right? If you and all your friends decide to start playing toward the end of the month, right? or not even you deciding, but like your friends to start a little social group. They start playing on the last weekend of each month. I am more than sure you will at least join in on one or two of those games, right? That's what I'm getting at. You are kind of motivated to kind of join in because someone got you into it. There's other reasons too, but for now, for today's argument, I'm just focusing on that. Now, this, you're incentivized to join in, but I don't have any data to back this up. It's just my own theory based on my research. I would require more research to kind of back it up, to make it a definite claim. But this is just what I'm kind of seeing with my data. But again, regardless, at any rate, it's the social support that makes a difference here, and that's what I want to focus on. So how's that tying into schizophrenia? Aside from e-health games, which are electronic games designed for a condition, think like Depression Quest for depression. You can look it up. I'm not sure if it's free, but that's one example. Playmancer is another example. So aside from that, social support could reduce the severity of psychotic symptoms. This is from Fan and Colleagues 2021. I'll link the article in the description if I can. If not, I'll just give the title. And I recommend you look it up on your own. It's not too shocking of a statement that, hey, having better social support would have better outcomes, right? That can apply to anything. I couldn't find an e-health game made specifically for schizophrenia. It's a short search, cursory glance, but if you find one, please leave a comment. But I did come across an article published in Translational Psychiatry by Becker, Fisher, Kuhn, and Galanatz from 2024, from last year, stating, and I quote, "Notably, patients trained with video games mostly improve in negative symptoms, general psychopathology, and perceived mental health recovery." A couple things there. Negative symptoms of schizophrenia, right? Things that should be there that aren't there. What most people think of would be the flat affect. 1 second. There we go. Flat affect, what do I mean by that, right? If someone's upset, you can probably see they're upset, right? But you've seen, like, mental health portrayed in the media. You've seen people who simply do not emote as much. You have people who do it and they choose not to, but you have some people who don't even realize that they aren't emoting. They are unable to. Right? Locked? Okay. They are unable to. So if someone was enraged, if they're on normal circumstances, you could tell, but with the flat effects, it's not so simple. So you can have someone on the train next to you really, let's say, peeved, right? There's a risk for violence in that regard. Damn. Yeah. So, okay, well, nothing. Okay. Yeah, I didn't miss much. So, that's just one. Anhedonia, which is the absence of pleasure. You are just looking up there. Like, even like right now, like this is pleasant to look at, it's pleasant to listen to. Like the little details, he's like very much cued in on, hey, look, just treasure. You know? I'll keep that in mind for later, actually. His responses. I think it's a him. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's a fox, so who cares? But anyway. So, anhedonia, flat affect, and lack of motivation would be those negative symptoms, right? And the other thing I was going to mention was during my research, I had to do a literature review, and the names that came up a lot were Kuhn and Galanatz. These are two authors that I'm quite a fan. So if you get a chance, look these authors up and follow their work. I would wholeheartedly recommend my viewers check out their work. But I digress here. So the point I'm getting at here is social support from family and friends through a shared activity to help relieve stress and alleviate isolation, as well as functional changes in the brain to increase the well-being of patients with schizophrenia. Using video games in this population is a win-win. That's it. So with that said, let's get on with this. Okay. Oh, I healed. That's good. It's a key. Okay. That's what that is. I have a stick. They have swords and they have capes. I'm not gonna fight these guys. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Was there any reason I chose this game out of all games to discuss schizophrenia? This was not the reason. Okay. I'll just walk on through. Oh, okay, we're doing that. Yeah, I just assumed the main character was a boy. And I assume this is a girl. But, I mean, it could just be a really tall fox. It's not like I skipped any cutscene or anything. I just woke up on the beach and picked up a stick and passed out. I'm not gonna do that again. I guess okay, you know what? Just to be safe. Oh! Okay. Is this a save point or something? I think it is. Oh, the enemies respawn. Respawn, not respond. I mean, I have a key. There's not a lot of places I can go. sword that way. I want to take a picture of this, so use key. So, one of the positive symptoms of schizophrenia, you have things that shouldn't be there. Hallucinations come to mind, right? But beyond that, delusions are another. Pick this up. Okay. I've touched this game once. This is as far as I've ever gotten. Okay, well... just exploring everything. If I have a sword, I can cut that down. That's locked. There's no reason to be here. It'd be a nice shortcut later on, but no. That is some quick climbing. One. Okay, no. That's fine. So I mentioned Kuhn and Galanat, right? Some of their studies, because they're normally, some of them sometimes are seen together, like that one study I just mentioned. But they were talking about how so using games and navigating in a 3D space can be helpful to certain parts of your brain, the hippocampus. I don't have the study in front of me, so I'm just working off memory here. Okay, let's just bash these things in. This is pretty cool, I will say that. I am surprised the stick isn't, you know, falling apart. Am I supposed to go that way? Yeah, that's all I can go, right? It's a hero's grave. What's over there? The manual. Okay, let's try it out. Oh, I don't have a shield though. Yeah, that's appropriate. All right. If I fall down there, I'm stuck down there, huh? I'm not ready for that yet. I think that is the way forward. Okay, yeah, there's another staircase back there, but can't do anything about that. I see the staircase. Oh, okay, they got projectiles now. I don't think that was worth it. Oh, I can't fall in there either. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. What? I guess those are healing items, maybe? I guess you would say, what on earth is that? I mean, I know what it is, but, Yep, yep. Oh, okay. Oh, boy. That's horrifying. No thanks. I'm just gonna... Do they climb? They do not. It is likely there's just money in there. And even if I got it, it'd still be too expensive for me. Hold and roll, okay. Oh, I can run around. Okay. Alright. I am not exactly in a rush to face those. And it looks angry. Okay, wait. Before I get shot to death... I figured as much. Okay. So that also means that that is also a healing item. Just need to sneak up on it. If it's above me, it's some of those swings just missed. That was ugly. Yeah, it'd be facing me otherwise. Oh, come on. Yeah, you know what? Oh, no, that's not what I thought. Just someone's bank, I guess? You know what? It's fine. It's okay. I am not... not about that life. Please tell me. I guess I wouldn't need an axe for that, then, huh? Tell me there is healing in here. Oh, no. Made it rain. So, as I was saying before about Kuhn Galanat, a lot of their research was around video games and like what games? Action games. I guess would this count? Yeah. You're navigating a 3D space, right? That fight with the knight, for instance, right? The hit and run. How are you gauging your distance, the timing, all that? It's, you know, silly little thing like that, but it still means a lot. Didn't mean to do that. I suppose I don't need it anymore, but still. Okay, I go back over to where it was. See ya. Assuming that this is the save point, I know at least I get my health back. Yeah, there we go. So navigating a 3D space safely. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a lot better. Don't need that. Oh, I can just save here, right? Yeah, I'll just do that. Seemed kind of odd, but, you know, I'm not gonna complain. Okay, I feel a little better about going after those spiders, but I'm not gonna do that quite yet. There's some games where you're the hero and you can just like action movie this, right? You don't have to worry about taking damage, you can just heal automatically, that kind of thing. And there's some games where you really have to kind of ration your health. Well, what am I doing here? Sure, why not? Oh, I see. Ladder. Gotcha. Yeah, fuck it. Sure. Yeah, why not? Sure. Oh, that's why. Yep, that's exactly why. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This has been an interesting experience. I might try this again in the future. I might play this off stream, off stream, I should say. But if you want to see more of this, let me know. Again, if you can, please look into that book by Dr. Torrey, that is Surviving Schizophrenia. Look into the works of Kuhn and colleagues, and Galinat and colleagues. See you all in the next video.